Hi, hello, it's me, Tiana, back at it again for another video, and today I'm trying to drink my water. I forgot my water. As you can tell, I have this bag on my head because I am re-dyeing the back of my hair, and I wanted to do a little chit-chat while we wait for my hair to process. I'm also wearing this hand-painted t-shirt. Like, does this even look hand-painted? It does, kind of. But it's from my freshman year dorm step show when I was in college. Shout out to Claflin. That was fun. Anyways, so today, like I said, I just wanted to sit and talk about some stuff while my hair is processing. I honestly was just really trying to figure out what the video for this week was going to be. I didn't want to do like a really short video, but I didn't have a bunch of stuff that I wanted. Like I couldn't like make a whole video at any of the topics that I wanted to talk about, so I decided to just put all the topics together and make a video out of all of them. So that's what we're doing. First thing I want to talk about is actually something that wasn't on my list, but while I was gonna try to clean up and be classy and lie, but I was sitting on the toilet. I was just sitting on the toilet playing on my phone, and I was seeing people tweeting about this song called Driver's License. It's like number 25 on trending right now. So, but all day I have been seeing people talk about it. But I specifically saw somebody like comparing like what the song was doing on the charts versus Chloe and Haley, and like it rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, oh my god, why are they comparing like these two artists to each other? I did not know who I can't even remember what her last name is, but it's like whatever, we're just gonna call her by her first name because I can't remember what her last name is. So Olivia, I did not know who Olivia was, and low-key, like the tweet that I saw kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, I'm sure the song's not even that deep. Like, and the name of the song is Driver's License. So I'm like, it's probably like some young teeny bopper driving in my car. I just got my license, got my boo and my bestie in my backseat or something like that. Like, that's what I was going through my head. I was like, this is whatever. I kept seeing people talking about it. I saw somebody who like is a big time hater that got on my timeline, and even she was like the song was good. So I was like, okay, let me listen to the song. Meanwhile, YouTube has been trying to get me to listen to this song for days, but I just never clicked on it because I didn't care. So finally I was like, let me go ahead, because when I went on the YouTube app, again, it was recommending that video. So I said, let me just watch the little music video. Let me hear what the little girl had to say. I'm looking at the girl in the image, and I'm like, she looks familiar. I don't know where I know her from, but I'm like, whatever. So I clicked the video. I'm big time hating. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna suck. Why? And she's singing and like, okay. I'm like, okay, it's all right. Like, then she like gets like further in the chorus, that end part where she's like, dog, I cannot remember any of the lyrics, but it was like at the end of one of the chorus, or like the bridge, maybe it was the end of the bridge, whatever. It was the end of like one of the things. She said something that was like real, it like hit me in a place I didn't realize a child could hit me, and I was like, oh, she not playing with the girls. And at the end of the video, I'm still looking at her because I'm like, I know who this girl is. Why do I know who this girl is? Then it clicks in my brain, that's the little Disney Channel girl from Bizarre, right? And I loved Bizarre. I actually did not watch Bizarre, so let me not take it that far. I saw a couple episodes of the first season of Bizarre. I obviously am not a child and have not been a child for a while, so I don't really watch Disney Channel. I sometimes watch Nickelodeon because, I don't know if I said this in one of my videos, but I like to go to sleep to like Rugrats. So if I go to sleep to the Rugrats, or like Hey Arnold, whatever, when I wake up, my TV is typically on Nickelodeon. So I do know a lot of the like what's happening on Nickelodeon right now, but I don't really know what's going on Disney Channel. So I did remember after staring at her forever that was the little girl from Bizarre. And I was like, oh my god, that's so, look at her, adorable. And now I done switched 100% because I liked Bizarre. I was trying to hate on the song, and I had to admit the song was good. And then once I realized who it was, I was like, oh, I stand. I love this girl, right? So the very first video I see, and the suggested under that video, is another video that YouTube had been trying to suggest to me forever, and it was like a breakdown of like some love triangle between Olivia, some boy named Josh, and Sabrina Carpenter. So if you know me, I actually don't think I've ever talked about Sabrina Carpenter on this channel, and it's crazy because Sabrina Carpenter was on my list of things to talk about today outside of whatever this is going on with her and Josh and Olivia, but and also the topic that I'm going to talk about concerning them was already on here, so I might just But I clicked on the video, right? It's a 30-minute video almost about talking like the breakdown of these like children's relationship. Like literally, I think in the video there was like Olivia 17, the boy Josh is 19, and Sabrina Carpenter is 21. And I really sat there and watched a 30-minute video about children and was riveted. I was like, oh my God, for real? No, you reaching there. So apparently, right, to give you a lowdown if you don't want to watch the whole video, apparently Olivia and Josh are on a show together called High School Musical, the musical series, which I also watched, I think, one episode of, because, you know, I loved High School Musical, the original, obviously, because I'm right in that age demographic for the original. But I did not finish the series, I think because it was like a weekly show, and I can't commit to weekly shows, especially not a children's show. Either if they would have put them all out at the same time, I probably would have watched the whole thing, but because they didn't, I only seen the first episode and I moved on with my life, didn't care. So I don't know who Josh is. I have no clue who Josh is. I don't know anything about that man other than he was on the show. I don't even know what character he played on the show because, like I said, I didn't watch it. I'm assuming he played the character that was like her friend that was in love with her, or like she was dating, he was like Troy, or he like tried out for Troy because he had a crush on her, but they like broke up for some reason. I vaguely remember, because I watched this whenever it aired, so that was like a year ago. I very vaguely remember what the plot of that show was. However, apparently him and Olivia had some flirtation going on. The fans started to ship them in real life, which is weird, but we'll get to that. And there was like rumors, or like, you know, embers of a relationship happening there. Then all of a sudden in June, during the summer mostly, but like starting in June, people were starting to see him out and about with Sabrina Carpenter, who, until I watched this video, I thought Sabrina Carpenter was dating somebody else, because I had to start ignoring her. She was dating somebody that they kept saying was racist, and they like brought up like old racist like tweets and stuff that he said, and then she had to like defend him because people were saying he was racist, and that didn't sit right in my spirit. So I had to stop paying attention to Sabrina, even though I love her. I had to act like she didn't exist for a second and let her, because listen, I'm not one to judge people's relationships, because I know when you're young, and especially if you're young and famous, and you like were famous like from your childhood, like you have to go through the stuff that everybody else went through, but you have to do it in front of a bunch of people. So like, I don't fault people for being like, you know, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old in bad relationships publicly, because I feel, or like messy relationships, or having like relationship drama, because you do that too when you're in high school and college, but you just don't have like millions of people watching you do it, you know? So I was just gonna wait for her to break up with whoever that boy was, because I still don't even know who he was or what his name was. But and then, you know, maybe I tap back in and see how, you know, how that shaked out, right? Give her some time to figure her stuff out, and then I was gonna check back in on her. So I didn't even know that she wasn't even dating that boy no more. But apparently, according to this video, which I will link in the description box if you care, but I'm sure if YouTube was pushing it to me, they was pushing it to you, child. So apparently they started being seen together. They were first seen together at a protest, then they were seen together like out to lunch, and then they were seen to, like, some fans had ran up on them somewhere, and they had, you know, took pictures and stuff together. So she was also rumored to have been the girl in his music video. Again, I don't know who this boy is, did not watch his music video, but the clips that they included, it seemed like they had my girl in 4K. Like, it seemed like they caught my girl in 4K, because they were like, the nails in the video matched the nails she had on her Instagram. And I was like, you know what? Them is the same nails. They might have got my sister in 4K. They might have got her. Yep. So then the fans who like were shipping Olivia with Josh are like, oh my God, I can't believe Josh would do this. Olivia then drops the song Driver's License, which, again, from the facts that are presented in that music video, I have to believe that Driver's License is about Josh, because she like did interviews during the process for High School Musical, the musical series, where she was talking about how like the first time she ever drove a car was his car with him, and like how, you know, she didn't have her permit or whatever yet, so he was like letting her drive or something like that. And then you know, the main lyric in the song is, or the first lyric in the song, the beginning of the song is like, I got my driver's license and you were so excited to like for me to finally get my license. And it just felt like, you know, it was connected. I could be reaching, they could be reaching. I don't know none of these people, and I don't really care, but I just thought it was interesting, you know? So the fans are like obsessed with the idea that Olivia was like dating Josh and he broke up with Josh for Sabrina, but I don't feel like there's not enough information that really shows that Olivia and Josh ever dated. Like, I'm sure there was probably something happening, right? I'm sure, especially at their ages, they were like sequestered away filming the show together. They probably spending every day, you know, together. I'm sure there was some sparks or something there, especially because they were playing people in a relationship, if I'm remembering correctly, on the show. So we see it happen with adults. We see it happen. So I know with teenagers and their emotions and like the critical thinking skills not always being there, like I'm sure it was something going on there. Whether it was an official relationship, I don't know, but it was definitely something going on there. And I think that maybe is probably what most likely happened was that, like I said, they had like some flirtationship happening. Olivia thought it was going somewhere, but Josh didn't, and then he started dating Sabrina, like, publicly, and then Olivia was, like, caught off guard because she thought that they were going somewhere, and they weren't. At least that's what I have. But the issue that I want to talk about, which really don't have anything to do with these kids, is just that it's very weird to ship real people. Stop doing it. Like, y'all are weirdos. Stop. Like, I saw so many people in the comments who were like trying to drag Sabrina and were like, I don't think Josh and Sabrina should date. Like, I don't like them together. They don't look good together. Like, you're a weirdo. Those are real people. They don't know you. Like, why would you feel like you had an opinion on somebody's actual real life? Like, I see that happen so many times with like actors and musicians, where it's like you see two people together and you're like, oh, they should be together. And instead of just like thinking that in your head and moving on, like y'all create these whole narratives on the internet about how much these people need to be together. Like, you're a weirdo. That's very weird. Stop doing that. Like, and I understand that a lot of their fan base are children, but even as children, don't do that. Like, that's weird. Like, that's weird. It's just weird. I find it very weird. And related to that, and what I also want to talk about, people being weirdos on the internet. So that's another story that needs a little bit of background. So apparently a story came out that was like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were filing for divorce, or in the process of filing for divorce, right? Which is like, if you've been paying attention to the relationship, it kind of makes sense. But then I don't know. I feel like Kim probably won't leave Kanye, but also I feel like she could leave Kanye. I feel like if I was Kimberly, I would have left Kanye a long time ago. But Kimberly makes decisions that I wouldn't make all the time, so who freaking knows what's going to end up happening with them. However, during this like whole story about them breaking up, even though there's a vast number of reasons that Kim and Kanye could be deciding to get divorced, like, you know, just their relationship, it seems like they don't spend a lot of time together. It seems like they have been like emotionally distant for a while, at least from like the perception that we get. Like those Christmas pictures and stuff, that's not Kanye in those costumes for Halloween. Stop like, stop it, because stop. Like, it's just certain things that look shifty and shady in the light that makes me feel like they probably have been going through some issues, especially if you watch the Kardashians. I haven't watched the Kardashians probably in like 4 or 5 years, actually probably like 3 or 4 years. But if you watch the show, even back when I was watching the show, you can tell that the relationship dynamic between Kim and Kanye was a little bit strained. So, like, it doesn't surprise me that they will be having relationship issues. However, what did surprise me was this implication that somebody made that the reason why they were getting divorced was because Kanye had cheated on Kimberly with Jeffree Star. So the thing is, right, about that, number one, I thought that was really stupid. I saw that and I was like, what is the proof? What is the connection? Where did you get that from? This feels like it came from nowhere, right? And I ignored it. I saw people going crazy. It was in the middle of like the stuff that was going on in the Capitol. So a lot of people was like, we're going to circle back to this. Don't worry about that. But, you know, we got bigger fish to fry right now. And then once stuff kind of calmed down-ish with the Capitol. People was like circling back to this like Jeffree Star rumor. Jeffree Star himself was like egging it on, talking about I'm ready for Sunday service. And I think he posted a video and it was like, I'm dating Kanye or something like that. Like for the clicks and the engagement, and he was like, he don't know where this came from, blah blah blah. In his video, didn't watch it, don't care. I think I saw a clip. I saw a clip of like 30 seconds of that video. Again, did not watch this video, will not watch his content, doesn't matter. The thing though, which came out later, is that the girl who started this whole thing, the girl on TikTok who had just made a video saying this, like this theory or whatever, came out and was like, she was lying, she just made it up. And like, again, y'all are weird. Y'all are weirdos. Like, I get people don't like Jeffree Star, right? I don't really like Jeffree Star. I get people don't like Kanye. I don't like Kanye. But to simply make up something on the internet for clicks is weirdo behavior. Like, it's strange. Like, it's strange. Like, why do that? Like, what is gained from you starting this rumor? Like, and not thinking about the fact that these are real people with real lives and they have real consequences to their actions. Like, you don't understand how you starting this random rumor that you feel like is harmless and makes no sense could affect how people are dealt with in their real life. Like, famous people have friends. Like, famous people have like relationships that they care about. Like, we don't even know if it's true that Kim and Kanye are in a divorce and you could have caused some kind of issue between them because you wanted views on your TikTok video. Like, it's weirdo behavior. It's very weird. Y'all are strange. I just don't get it. I don't understand how people be so invested in other people's lives that they feel like they need to just blatantly make up stuff for attention. Like, it's weird. It's weird. Celebrity culture is weird to me, and internet culture in general is weird to me. I made a video kind of about that I'll put in the eye. But and it was more about how internet culture like interacts with Black culture. It's weird. Y'all are weird. But like I said, I'll put that in the eye. You can watch it if you want to. The next thing I want to talk about is, since we're talking about people being too much in other people's business and being weirdos, we need to talk about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. So Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan were like spotted months ago, or it was like right around either Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't remember which. But like getting off a private jet together, and people like speculating that they might be dating, and they kind of confirmed it yesterday or the day before or something. A couple days ago, I should say, because this video is not going up today. A couple days ago, they confirmed it by posting a picture of them together, and I guess that was a confirmation. Again, I don't follow either of them on. I don't use Instagram. I don't follow either of them on anything that they would have posted it on, so I didn't see the actual post or the caption or whatever. I just saw pictures that people posted like on Twitter, and ever since they posted those pictures, it's been like an ongoing argument happening on Twitter about this relationship, and it's weird. It's weird. There's so many people who are projecting onto Lori Harvey, and people who are like being weird about Michael B. Jordan, and it's like, we don't know these people. Like, I couldn't even tell you what Lori Harvey sounds like because I've never heard that young lady speak. Like, we don't know anything about her other than Steve Harvey is her stepfather, and then she is like 24 and dates rich, successful men. Like, people are like, oh my God, Lori Harvey is doing it right. Like, Lori Harvey is loving these niggas and leave them. But it's like, you don't know what is going on in these relationships. Like, we see her being like connected to Future, or connected to Diddy, or connected to Trey Songz, or connected to whomever, but we don't know how these relationships are going. We don't know how they're progressing. We don't know if she is like making active choices in these relationships, or if she is like, we don't know what's going on. I'll just say that. And a lot of these men that she have been connected to are also men that have like connections to emotional, physical, and like sexual abuse claims. So like, I don't understand why you feel like she might just be living a life, because, and this is not me saying she not living a life, like she might be ducking and dodging and getting in and out and doing what she need to do and living her best life. I'm not saying that she not, but the idea that that's what must be happening without us knowing anything about her these relationships or anything going on in these relationships is weird. Also, people who are like, oh, I want Sierra's prayer, or I need to, Lori's finesse or whatever. Y'all are not these women. You'll never be these women. Like, you'll never be Sierra. You'll never be Lori Harvey. I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but you just won't. These women are privileged, beautiful women who have access to a grade of men that you just don't. So it doesn't matter who they sleep with or who they marry or who they have children with, because they have social capital in a way that you do not. Okay? Now, this is not me saying that you can't have a bunch of partners and find love, because you can. You absolutely can. This is not me saying that you can't have a bunch of children and find love. You absolutely can. I'm just saying that your life is not Lori Harvey's life, and your life is not Sierra's life. So you don't need to be looking to them. You need to be looking in your circles and find the men that run in those circles. Worry about those men. You're not going to be dating Michael B. Jordan. You're not going to be dating Future. That's not in the cards for you. So, like, let it go and move on. And leave those women alone. Because it's weird. Y'all are weird. Like, the relationship goals stuff. It's weird. You don't know these people. Y'all don't know these people. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. You don't know these people. You don't know what's going on in their homes. You don't know what they got going on. It's so many people. It's also low-key is like what y'all try to do with Cassie, where it's like, oh my God, we love Cassie for staying with Diddy until she was ready to get married, and then dumping him and marrying somebody and having a baby immediately. Like, you don't know what was going on in that relationship. Like, it's been so many like rumors and like whispers about Diddy being an abusive person, and you feel like Cassie was living her best life because she ended that relationship without having children, and like moved on and got married and had children. Like, you don't know if she like never wanted children and then changed her mind later and Diddy didn't want children. You don't know if she was trying to have children but couldn't get pregnant, or something was going on that was preventing her from keeping her pregnancies. Like, you don't know what was going on in that relationship to speculate and have conversations and base your whole life off of what you see in Instagram posts. Like, get over it, move on. You don't know these people. It's weird. It's weird. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Jasmine Sullivan put a new album out. And I saw a whole bunch of people talking about the final song on the album, which is a feature with her. And in the song, she basically is like, it's very much giving pick me, right? The song is basically like, these hoes, like, men only want hoes, or something. Like, it's like the thesis of the song is men only want hoes, and that I guess the person that is speaking, the narrator of the song, because it's not Jasmine. If you listen to the album, you can tell it's not Jasmine that's the one speaking. She's the one singing, but she's not singing from her perspective. The narrator of the song is basically saying that I guess she needs to be a hoe, and that's how she'll find a man, because men only want hoes or whatever. And I saw a lot of conversations being like, Jasmine Sullivan is pick me, and it's like, you're missing it. You're missing the point of the album, and you're also missing a very like critical part of the song or the experience of the album. Before every song in the album, or for her every point in the album, I should say, there is a skit in which someone is talking and they blatantly explain what the song that you're about to hear is about. Like, Jasmine made it so easy for the girls. She said, I know y'all don't have critical thinking skills. I'm gonna do the critical thinking for you. And she gave you a step-by-step explanation of what the song you're about to listen to about, and people still missed it. Like, the song is not her like trying to shame women who are like more sexual online. It's about her saying that she feels like she is only valued by her body, and it's about the narrator of the song feeling like men only like care about the physical, and that she can't be a girl who is like, what is the word I want to use? Demure, or like covered up, or I can't think of the correct word, but you have to be those girls who are on Instagram with the big booty and the big boobs, and you have to have a perfect body that you're willing to show off, and you have to fit into these boxes. And it's part of the reason why I got off Instagram because Instagram was giving me body image issues. It just truly was. And like, I don't begrudge anybody else for my body image issues, right? Like, I'm not on Instagram telling people that they need to cover up or that, you know, only hoes wear that, I'm a real woman or whatever, because that's stupid. But like, I knew from my own mental health that continuing to be on Instagram and looking at these women every single day who have these like perfect bodies, even though intellectually I know that these are like photoshops and these are like people had work done and all kind of like angles and lighting and, you know, performance that gives you these pictures, it was still deteriorating my mental health to have to sit there and watch these women constantly and knowing that that was not what I looked like, that was not what and seeing men like praise these type of women and be like, well, if I'm a woman who wants to be in a relationship with a man, is this what I have to look like? Is this what I have to do? Is this who I have to be? Like, it's harmful to your psyche to have to continuously like consume that media, and I can see how it can be hurtful for women who don't fit into those molds. And that's not just women who like are you know, covered up, or women who are like, I cannot think of the word that I'm trying to use. Like, the only word that in my head is like humble, but that's not the word that I'm trying to use. But like, women who don't fit into the, it's not, I'm not just talking about the women who aren't the Instagram models, but the women who are Instagram models, the women who are ducking and dodging, are still having to deal with that body image of feeling like, yeah, you know, I have the body, I got the work, you know, I know the angles, I got the, you know, the tummy tees and all that. And is he just gonna leave me for someone who, you know, did it better, or, you know, who is lighter, or who has, you know, a better hair, or who, you know, is younger? Or like, am I gonna have to upkeep this for the rest of my life? Am I gonna have to be 75 years old, like in on the surgeon's table trying to get another tummy tuck, like my skin pulled back? Like, is that what my life is gonna have to be because of these unrealistic pressures we put on women to look like Barbie dolls for the entirety of their lives? And like, this is not me hating on the women who do look like Barbie dolls naturally, or the women who look like Barbie dolls like artificially and enjoy it, but it's just saying that it is putting an unrealistic standard on women. And to sit here and act like sex positivity is like beneficial for all women is just ahistorical, because some women have no desire to be like sexually objectified, and some women do not find joy and empowerment in looking sexual or being sexual or exposing their body or any of that. And again, this is not me shaming women who do, it's just saying that there is a subset of women who do not fall into those norms, who do not like that, and who like are harmed by the constant narrative of this is how a woman is supposed to perform. And people do all this hand wringing about women like Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion always like twerking or whatever, but then the women who don't do that are looked at as prudes. And it's like, so either you damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know? I don't know if I made a single point in this video, but anyways, the last thing, I also wanted to talk about the Ari Lennox song. I think I liked it. I can't remember exactly what I wanted to talk about in that song, but I liked it. Also, you should listen to Jasmine Sullivan's new album because it's great, and I love Jasmine Sullivan. I think the only other thing I wanted to talk about was, I thought people were being weird with Soul. I watched Soul. It wasn't for me. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't for me. But I thought people were being weirdly weird about Tina Fey voicing the like sidekick character or whatever. People were like, why would they have a white woman inside a black body? It's giving Get Out. It's giving Get Out. And that just let me know y'all didn't watch Get Out. You didn't get it. And that you also didn't watch Soul and didn't get it, because that friend character was not a white woman. Tina Fey is a white woman, yes. The voice was a white woman, yes. That character was a soul, which had not come to Earth yet, so it did not have a gender or a race. It was a blob. You're doing a lot. And then lastly, I want to talk about Sylvia's Love. I just want to say that I watched it and I liked it, and I wish more people would review black movies. Like, I feel like I see people every time Netflix puts out like a terrible Netflix whatever, or like Hulu puts out some terrible teen something or other, like I always see like 500 people like reacting and reviewing, and I never really see people do that for movies that like star Black people. So I wish more people would do those videos, and I guess I could do the video. Like, I don't have to be like, somebody make this video. I can make the video, but I guess maybe I will. I don't know. I just wanted to mention it. I liked it. It was good. It wasn't perfect. The ending stressed me out. And I just wanted it. It didn't end the way I wanted it to end. Like, I felt like the ending needed more juice. But it was just a really sweet love story. If you like romance, it very much felt to me tonally wise like The Notebook, which is a very white movie. But so if you're Black or if you don't want to watch, if you want to watch The Notebook but you have like, or you want to watch something like The Notebook but you don't want to support Nicholas Sparks, then try this movie because it was great. And like I said, tonally it reminded me a lot of The Notebook, and sort of like structurally it reminded me of The Notebook. If you watched it, I guess you can tell me if you agree or disagree with that characterization. But yeah, back to Jasmine Sullivan for a second. I do want to say that one of the songs, I think it's called Put It Down. So in the song Put It Down, Jasmine Sullivan, the chorus part where it has like the call and response in the background vocals and the ad-libs or whatever, it reminded me so much of an Ariana Grande song, to the point that I like went and Googled to see if Victoria Monet had a writing credit on it, because that's how much it sounded like the structure of her song. Like the way that it was structured sounded so much like an Ariana Grande song. And it really made me think about how much, like, it's interesting to me how Ariana Grande is still considered pop when her music is very blatantly R&B. Like, she has way more in common with a random Jasmine Sullivan song than she has with like any of the other girls that do in pop. Like, but when you look at her like recommended, like the artists like her or whatever, you see like Taylor Swift, but like, why is it not Jasmine Sullivan? Like, it's crazy to me that we're at a place where white women are very blatantly making R&B. Like, and Ariana Grande is not the only one. Like, I think Sabrina Claudio, I think that's what her name is. I'm pretty sure she's white, and then it's another white girl that was caught saying the N-word, but she makes R&B music. And then Sabrina Carpenter makes R&B music. Sabrina Carpenter is giving very much Ariana Grande light. So if you like Ariana Grande, I'm sure you'll like Sabrina Carpenter because the music is very, very similar. But I just find it interesting how racially segregated genres are, because it really, the only reason why Ariana Grande is still considered pop is because she's white, because the music is not pop. It just isn't pop. It's R&B. Like, and it's not just this album, because I know people were like, and I talked about this in my Ariana Grande video and I'll put it up there, but I just thought it was very interesting that Ariana Grande, that I heard so much of Jasmine Sullivan in Ariana Grande. That the inspiration was there. I can see that Ariana Grande, the way she structured her song, comes from R&B artists, right? You can see very clearly that her song structure is like from other R&B artists. But the only reason why Ariana Grande is still considered a pop star is because Ariana Grande is white. And I also am interested to see with these white pop stars, specifically Ariana Grande and Sabrina Carpenter, moving into the R&B space, if that's going to move more white people into listen to R&B, because I feel like R&B is not a genre that white people really listen to. Like, white people have listened to rap since like rap existed, and the primary like target demographic for rap in the year of our Lord 2021 are white people, white men specifically. So it's just interesting to see if that shift is going to occur like in R&B, especially when we have more R&B artists that are moving to a more mainstream thing. We have like, you know, Janae and Kalani and SZA, who have like, you know, multiracial demographics, and then you have a white girl who was a child star for both, you know, Ariana and Sabrina, who have that young white base, if they will transition into R&B lovers because of the influence of Ariana Grande, and what that's going to do to the sound and look of R&B. You know, things to think about. So let me just, I also watch All the Bright Places. I don't really think I have nothing to say about it, but it was just another Netflix show. Y'all talk about 500 of them Netflix original teenage movies, and then the one that got a black lead, yeah, nobody wants to talk about it anymore. It's interesting. I find it interesting, but yeah, y'all might get 2 videos this week because I did already record a video, but I was going back and forth about whether I wanted to post it. So you might end up getting a video on today and then a video on maybe Saturday. But whether you do or don't, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video if you like this content. In the comments, tell me what you think about anything that I said. I was talking really fast and on 500 different tangents. I was giving very much ADHD, but if you have thoughts on anything that I said, please put them in the comments.